Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everyone. This is the fabulous Mother Diva, and you're looking at Mother Diva's House first live broadcast on YouTube. Honey, I've been going live on Facebook, and I'm learning about going live on YouTube with this program I have called Be Live. Now, I've been watching you bloggers and you personalities out there, and you guys are just awesome the way that you put your shows together. I'm like learning from you, honey, because I went to film and TV school back in 1992 and things have changed. Okay. I'm used to everybody else helping me. I got to do all this stuff myself. And some of you guys out there, you have a team of people. Nobody would ever know it because you look like you do everything yourself. So you're self sustained and independent and all of that. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here and do something to prepare you for my up and coming shows, different subject matters that we're going to be getting into in more detail. Okay. So, first of all, I'm wearing my beautiful gold house necklace to represent house music and electronic dance music. I am the Madam Ambassador of house and electronic dance music. And honey, I have the documents to prove it. Yes. Mayor Rahm Emanuel named a holiday after the diva last year. April 16th is officially known as Madam Ambassador of House and Electronic Dance Music Day in the city of Chicago. And it had to go through 50 aldermen and the finance committee and was signed by Mayor Rahm Emanuel and the city clerk. And her name happens to be Valencia. Her last name is Valencia. My first name is Valencia. Hey, Miss Valencia. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. The first thing that I want to talk about for all you people out there that's doing these GoFundMe's for funeral expenses and burial expenses and cremations and all this stuff, honey, you need to get you some term life insurance, okay? Let me just put this in the live feed. Y'all bear with me now because I got to go down here and find it. Okay, let's move some stuff around here. Okay, here we go. Show in live feed. Okay, here we go. Now, I am a member of TruStage Life Insurance. And the reason I chose them was because I got a letter in the mail from two of my credit unions. I have two credit unions, okay? And I prefer credit unions over banks. Credit unions, to me, are safer, they're better, and they're wonderful organizations. So I love the name of the company, TruStage, because I am the truth and I'm always on stage. So I'm like, oh, this is so perfect for me. Okay. So TruStage has term life insurance policies. If you are a female between the age of 25 and 39, you can get a $10,000 policy under $5 per month. Okay. If you're a male between 25 and 39, it's about 6 or 7. And then they have all ages starting beginning at age 25. Okay. So term life insurance, from the moment that you make your first payment, you are covered. Now, that means you make your first payment, let's say January 1st. And unfortunately, somebody died on the 5th. They're going to pay that policy out. Okay. Now, isn't that better than doing a GoFundMe? Than trying to bug people about raising money? A few little dollars a month. Okay. You're covered at your first payment. They only ask you a few health questions. You must be 25 years of age. Your premium are based on age and gender. Your premiums increase every 5 years on your age ending in 0 or 5. What that means is I will be 50 in February. I know I don't look it, honey. I look fabulous. Yes, yes. Okay, so I will be 50 in February. I got my term life policy on September 26, 2019, which happens to be my little cousin Bryan's birthday. Hey, Bryan, I love you. I'll be in Atlanta soon, honey. So in September of 2021, I'll still be 50. However, it's the anniversary of my policy. So my policy will go up about $4 to $5. Now, if I want to save myself some money, then I can switch to whole life. That's the option. Okay. So now it also says this policy expires at age 80, and then you can switch to whole life. You have all kind of options. What I want you to do is get on the phone, and I want you to call a TruStage life insurance. Of course, you can go to TruStage.com, TRUSTAGE.com. You can call them at 1-888-888-3942, 1-888-888-3942. Get you some life insurance, honey. Insure your life. Okay. Now, there's another policy that I want to talk about, because this is the policy for Pookie and Ray Ray. Okay. And y'all know who Pookie and Ray Ray is. Okay. I'm going to take this out of here. Okay. We're going to get rid of that one. Okay. Now I'm going to put this policy in. Okay. This is the accidental death and dismemberment life insurance. Okay. Now, here's the situation with this. In order for you to get this policy, you must be a member of a credit union. That's why it is so important for you guys to join the credit union, because the credit union has so many benefits. And what I love about being a member of a credit union, unlike banks, you see, there are only a handful of banks that are nationwide that you can go to in Dildo, Texas, Intercourse, Pennsylvania, Bumblefuck, Iowa, wherever it is, okay? There are only a few banks in this country that are nationwide, okay? But with the credit union, you do shared branching, which means you can walk into any credit union in the country, and if they have shared branching with your branch, you can make deposits, do transactions, transfer money. All of those things are really, really convenient. And of course, nowadays that we're living in this COVID environment, this coronavirus crap, oh, it's just been fucked up the whole entire universe, child. Okay, so some banks and credit unions are requiring you to make an appointment to come into the lobby. Of course, you can always go through the drive-through if they have a drive-through. Okay, but this is the Pookie and Ray Ray policy. And I say it's the Pookie and Ray Ray policy because Pookie and Ray Ray is always getting shot up and killed and cut up and carrying on, okay? Now, it's also a great policy for those that's involved in the mob, and the mob didn't cut your head off and threw you in the Chicago River somewhere. Now, I am a community activist, which means my life is on the line all the time. That's why I have two policies. I have the term life insurance, and I also have accidental death and dismemberment. And I'm not trying to put nothing in the universe, honey, but when you are a person like myself that exposes corruption, that exposes injustices, folks will want to try to hunt you down, and they may just try to, chop my fat ass up and wrap this house around my neck and throw me in the Chicago River. So I have accidental death and dismemberment life insurance. Now, what's great about this, once again, you must be a member of a credit union. So what I want you guys to do is look for credit unions in your area. You can use Miss Google, honey. I love Google. Hey, Sunda! I love Google, especially when they did that commercial with some house music in it, honey. Okay, that was DJ Charisma's Work It Out, Work It Out, Work It Out, Work It Out. Yeah, that was an old gospel song that they remixed and re-edited and gave a resolution, honey, and turned it into an old Fierce House track. And Sundar, he's the CEO of Google, and he put it in a Google commercial. I would love to do a commercial for Google. I love me some Google. So you use Miss Google, honey, Miss Google, Mr. Google, whichever one you want to call it, whatever it is for you. Okay, and find you a credit union, or you can go on their website, TruStage.com, TRUSTAGE.com, and go on their website and search out the credit unions that may be in your area. So you must be a member of a credit union in order to get the accidental death and dismemberment policy. Policies are as little as $3 per month. Okay, 5,000, 10,000, maybe a little bit more. You're covered at your first payment. No health questions, no age restrictions, okay? There are individual and family plans. Young adults between the age of 18 and 24 must not be married and in college full time. Okay, so Pookie and Ray Ray, y'all need to get yourselves together, okay? Because all these GoFundMe's, once again, it's really sad. I see a GoFundMe every other day for people to raise money for burials and cremations and all of this. And it's not necessary when just a few little dollars. The money you spend on going to fast food restaurants, going to the liquor store, getting cigarettes, weed, and all this kind of stuff, you could be getting you a policy. Okay. And when I spoke to the rep the other day, she told me, she said, people are just not educated. They are just not educated. This is not a topic that's constantly pushed. So I wanted to do my due diligence and say, you know what? I really want to be that advocate and try to make sure that everybody has life insurance. Don't be a burden to your family. Okay. My family has done a lot for me financially, and I appreciate it and I'm grateful. And I don't want to be a burden to them. Okay. If something happens to me, I want to make sure that I'm covered. So I do have beneficiaries. My nephew Sterling is my beneficiary on my term life policy. And then my little cousin Cherry down in Atlanta, her and Sterling split the accidental death and dismemberment policy. Now, which means I have $51,000 worth of life insurance because I was actually given $1,000 free from my credit union. So I even posted it on my social media. I said, if something happened to me, I don't want no GoFundMe's, bury me in this house. And I have $51,000 worth of life insurance. And my little cousin and my nephew have been instructed to make sure that my funeral is taken care of and they can split the rest. It depends on how I go because term life covers it all. Okay. And hopefully I won't die of accidents. Okay. That's why I'm very careful when I go to parties, go places, honey. You don't want to be eating folks' food and drinks unless you can trust them. Especially in Hollywood, they put something in your drink and you wake up, your kidneys are gone. Yeah, it's happening. Okay, so now we're gonna move on. Now I want to get into product review because I have some great products that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to take this out because we're done with that. Okay. The first product that I want to talk about is a product called, let's go back here. Here we go. It is called Colostrum. I'm going to put both of them in. Okay. So let me tell you guys about Colostrum. If you battle with digestive issues, or if you're trying to prevent yourself from getting digestive issues, this is the product for you. Now, let me explain what colostrum is. Colostrum is a food that is found in the mother's breast milk. Babies that are breastfed are less likely to grow up and have digestive issues because of the colostrum. It protects the lining of the digestive system. It has so many health benefits. Okay. There's a lot of things that I can't really say because YouTube, we didn't, remove my video talking about I'm giving out medical advice, and I'm not. I'm just letting you know what this product does. Okay. It is extremely beneficial to your digestive system. I have battled with digestive issues, acid reflux, GERD. I was diagnosed with gastritis, diverticulosis. I had a colonoscopy and they pulled out polyps, honey, all kind of stuff is going on in there. And, I'm keeping it real. A lot of these problems are caused by me being overweight for many years. Now, there are thin people out there who do have digestive issues. And a lot of this just comes from bad eating habits. Now, if you guys have noticed, if you looked at my videos over the years, I have lost a lot of weight. I began my weight loss journey several years ago. I actually was weighing 335 pounds and now I am down to 260. However, I lost 102 pounds. I got down to 233 and I gained some of it back. And then I just recently lost some of what I gained back. So it's been kind of a yo-yo for me. I've battled with my weight my whole life. Obesity runs in my family, mostly with the women, because a lot of the men in my family are very thin. I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'm doing everything I can to reverse my health conditions and reverse just living a bad diet, So I don't like the word diet because diet has die in it. So DIE. So we don't do death, we do life. So it's about lifestyle change, changing your habits, getting on a good program, drinking plenty of water. Water is very important. And not only that, it's the kind of water you drink. Okay. Now, as a female, my holistic doctor, Dr. Sherilyn Lee, explained to me that she likes me to drink the alkaline water, but she also wants me to drink spring water or purified water, kind of mix it up. Because if you drink too much alkaline water as a woman, it can throw your pH off. Now, if you're battling with some, health issues or whatever, things like that, alkaline water, if you look it up, go and investigate it. But anything alkaline, disease and infection cannot live in an alkaline environment. Oh, I hope they don't take this video down. But anyway, so moving on. So this colostrum, because a lot of vegans are against anything that comes from an animal, okay? So colostrum, when I mentioned earlier that it comes from your mother's milk, well, you ain't running around trying to get breast milk. So colostrum comes from the breast milk of the cow, okay? And this company, Sovereign Laboratories, they actually get their colostrum from the first milking of the cow, because the first milking of the cow is more potent than maybe the 12th milking of the cow. So it tastes really good. It tastes like a shake. The best way to take the colostrum is to mix it in warm water and drink it there. It is 20 calories for each serving. And you can take it on an empty stomach in the morning, before you go to bed on an empty stomach, because it can work while you're sleeping. And then if you're working out, take it prior to you exercising, because it has benefits for that as well. So you can actually, if you want to get this product quick, my best advice is to order it from Amazon Prime, because it'll come the next day. It is $100 a bag. Okay, if you prefer the capsules, you can look into that. I buy the bag. The bag will last you 6 weeks, but it is worth it. It is really worth it. It has truly helped my gut. It really has helped my gut. And so go to Amazon Prime, put in colostrum, you'll see it pop up. Or you can go to their website, sovereignlaboratories.com. I'll put that in the description. I'll put all the links and information in the description. Okay, so we're going to move on. Let me take this out. I'm trying to be careful, honey, because I didn't try to go live on YouTube. I don't know how many times, and it's been a mess. Okay, so the next product I want to talk about is, I actually have this. This is Aziac Tea. Okay, some of you are familiar with Aziac Tea. I know you probably can't see it, but this is an herb. This is how it comes. This tea has so many health benefits. There are several benefits that you can read about. The website is discount-aziac-tea.com. Tell Bryan Mother Diva sent you. I will put the information in the description section of this live feed, where you can contact Bryan and go to their website. But if you do some research on this tea, okay, this tea has been proven, okay, to be beneficial to people battling with cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, pain. I know that I take it. I was diagnosed with what is it called? Achilles tendonitis, and also plantar fasciitis. And this tea actually helped me with pain. It's really good for pain. It's some nasty shit, y'all, I'm telling you, okay? You take it on an empty stomach. You do 3 ounces in the morning, 3 ounces at night, okay? And if you're going through some health challenges, you may need to do more. But what I recommend everyone do is talk to a holistic healthcare professional. Now, Dr. Shirley Lee, who was the former nurse to the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, before the other doctor came in and murdered him. She is my holistic doctor and actually told me about colostrum. I learned about Aziac Tea from Dr. Lee Warren, who's an herbalist here in Chicago. And I'll tell you, I believe me taking this tea when I was weighing like in my 300s probably saved my life, because my blood pressure was always good. And anybody 5'1" weighing 325 pounds with a normal blood pressure, that's kind of rare. Okay. In fact, my blood pressure didn't start acting all crazy until I got a little older and with battling other health issues. So when I have sinus problems. So if I'm in pain or having a sinus flare up or acid reflux, my blood pressure can go up. But I do take things to keep it normal. I take celery seed. I drink this tea. So Aziac tea. Okay. The last product I want to talk about. Everybody has just been obsessed with hand sanitizers, okay? Because we're living in this whole COVID situation. And so people panic. I know when COVID first, got here to the United States, and it's probably been here a while, but when it became prevalent and began to have a huge impact on our country, I, of course, panicked because I have pre-existing conditions. And so I started taking everything I could, honey. I was taking vitamin D, camu powder, which is the strongest, rawest, purest form of vitamin C you get out of the rainforest. I've taken bromelain, quercetin, Aziac tea, everything I could get my hands on, because I was paranoid, because I did not want to catch that virus. And what happens is I did some research on hand sanitizers. And hand sanitizers, a lot of them have chemicals in them, and they have been linked to thyroid cancer. It can also weaken your immune system, all this obsessiveness with it. So I happened to be in Target and I found this. This is a plant-based hand sanitizer. Let me see if I can put it. Let me see if you could. There it is. Okay, it's called Raw Sugar. Okay. And it's plant-based. Now, the ingredients is purified water. It has aloe, I'm trying to see how you pronounce this. Barbadensis, aloe vera, leaf juice, zingiber, ginger root, hibiscus flower. It has, and it's certified organic. It has all of this wonderful ingredients in it. This flavor is coconut and lemon verbena. Let me see if you can see that. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to make sure you can see it. You see the light is all crazy in here. But anyway. Okay, so this is coconut and lemon verbena. It's called Raw Sugar. You can go to rawsugarliving.com to order this hand sanitizer. It's always best to use a plant-based hand sanitizer, organic, that's chemical free, because it's better for you, more healthier. You can also get this out of Target. Okay, so I feel more comfortable using this because anything that has a bunch of chemicals in it is just not good for us. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about is dry skin brushing. Dry skin brushing is very important. Now, I went to LA this summer and I took a CR2, CRT 2000 thermography screening. Okay, and the reason I say that is because the CRT 2000 thermography machine is a top-notch machine. There's a lot of thermography tests out there, but if it's not CRT 2000, it's not gonna be accurate. So you want to be careful when you're going to get a thermography screening. And my lymphatic system was blocked. And my lymphatic system was blocked because of my sinus disease. Okay. So what my holistic doctor, Dr. Shirley Lee, recommended was dry skin brushing. You should do this 3 times a week. You can order these brushes off of Amazon. And actually, when she first told me to do it, I just went to a dollar store and just got me a big brush, because you could use that until you get the actual brushes that are designed for dry skin brushing. So I ordered this. This came with 3 different types of brushes, okay? And there are plenty of videos on YouTube that show you how to dry skin brush, but you basically just brush your skin, in a certain direction. And you want to brush towards your heart, okay? And there are various videos. It only takes a few minutes to just dry brush your skin. And so this little brush that came was in handy, because then I could dry brush my neck. And honey, I'm trying to get rid of this. People will read me and drag me for my chin fat, but I be doing my little chin exercises. It used to be more than this, honey. Imagine when I weighed 335 and 320 and 300, honey, it was way bigger than this. This went down a lot. So you just dry brush your skin, and you will see a difference. You will feel a difference, because your lymphatic system is very important. It pulls all of these toxins and things out. You want to keep your lymphatic system going, So I recommend you definitely want to dry brush your skin at least 3 times a week. And also, I know it's hard to remember all this stuff, because sometimes I forget to dry brush. I forget to do my back exercises. Honey, it's just a lot. Living in this body is work, okay? You got to really, if you want optimal health, not just regular health, not just decent health, but if you want optimal health, you got to go through a lot to take care of these bodies. Okay, so I'm done with that. Now, okay, moving right along. Let's get this going here. So my next goal is to get one of my favorite actors on the show. I am reaching out to his agency, Mr. Dabney Coleman, who's in his 80s now. This year commemorated the 40th anniversary of the movie 9 to 5. There has been talk about a reunion show, a sequel movie or something, but I just think it's amazing that the main cast members, which was Dolly Parton, Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Dabney Coleman, they are all still living after 40 years, after we have lost so many people. And I love Dabney Coleman. I grew up on him. I grew up with one of my favorite movies he was in, The Man with One Red Shoe, Cloak and Dagger. He even played a racist on an episode of Different Strokes. So I think he's an amazing actor. He is hilarious. I love his expressions. I love his tones. And I really hope that his agency will grant me an opportunity to interview him and have him come on the show. Congratulations to all of them on 40 years. I'm not even going to bother to try to get Dolly and Lily. I do want to talk to Jane Fonda, honey, about her going skinny dipping with my husband, Michael Jackson. Ooh, honey, I want to know how, I want to know all that soul pole flopping around on Golden Ponds. I love you, Jane Fonda, girl, go on this thing, honey. Okay, we're going to get that out. And speaking of my husband, victory, victory, victory is ours. Victory is ours. Okay. Look at my baby in his little gold, what is that, fencing outfit, honey. I don't know. Michael will wear all kind of crazy stuff. Okay. So now, the estate of Michael Jackson has won an HBO appeal. Now, let me just give you guys some brief history. Okay, so we got 2 liars out there who teamed up with another bald-headed liar, and they made this movie called Lying Neverland. Well, it was called Leaving Neverland, but I renamed it Lying Neverland because they were just lying. Okay, so this is what happened. Michael Jackson signed a contract with HBO back in 1992 for the Dangerous Tour. The Dangerous Tour aired on HBO. It was one of the highest grossing concerts, viewership. Honey, HBO made the coinsies, okay? In that contract, it specifically stated that HBO could not make any disparaging remarks, insults, all, offensive. You can't say nothing negative about the king, okay? Because if you do, we gonna sue your motherfucking ass. All right. So when HBO aired Leaving Neverland, it violated that contract. So the Michael Jackson estate, or the estate of Michael Jackson, whichever one you want to go, okay, they filed $100 million lawsuit against HBO. HBO tried to get it thrown out of court. The judge said, no, 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 they have a case. So the judge said that they can take the case to arbitration or trial. Well, HBO appealed the judge's decision, and the Michael Jackson estate won the appeal. So what that means is, because a lot of people are like, oh, did they get the $100 million? No, they did not get the $100 million. Winning the appeal, what that means is now they have the opportunity to take it to arbitration and to take it to trial and argue it out in front of decision makers, judge, jury, whatever it's going to be. Okay. Now, HBO can file an appeal and try to appeal that judge's decision. However, they already filed, and the judge said no, they can battle it out in court or arbitration. So HBO is either going to have to sit down with the Michael Jackson estate and offer a settlement that the Michael Jackson estate will agree to, or they're going to have to go to arbitration or trial. It's just that simple. Now, let me say this, okay? Because this is a double-edged sword for me. I do not agree with the way that Michael Jackson's estate has handled his legacy, because the purpose of the estate is to continue the legacy and the wishes of the deceased, okay? If you were deceased and you had lived your life a certain way and you had a legacy, you're supposed to follow the deceased legacy. For example, Prince, I knew this damn earring was gonna fall off. Oh, what the hell? Okay, shit, hell, let me take the other one off, honey. Ain't no sense in having on one. Okay. That's all right. Okay, so Prince did not celebrate birthdays. He did not celebrate Christmas. So why would you have a Prince birthday tribute? Why would you have, a Prince Christmas tribute? He didn't believe in that, okay? However, Michael Jackson did celebrate his birthdays, even though him and Prince both were Jehovah's Witness. Michael rescinded his membership. So there were several birthdays that he celebrated and all of that kind of stuff. And he continued to give. He was a very giving person. Prince also gave too. So you want to continue the legacy of the person who has passed away. And the Michael Jackson estate, to me, they have not handled Michael's legacy the way that he would have handled it. In addition to that, they have been very disrespectful to Mrs. Jackson, his children, his siblings. And I do understand that his siblings have nothing to do with, his will and all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to be rude and try to break up a family, okay? Mrs. Jackson was living in Calabasas, and because the siblings had wrote a letter to the estate decided to have a list of siblings that were not allowed to come into her property. These are her children. You see, and I had hoped at some point that Miss Jackson just became an independent entity and she put out some products to sell, some purses, some bath soaps, a book or something, and had her own income, and she could have told the state to kiss her ass, okay? Well, she ain't gonna really say stuff like that because Miss Jackson don't talk like that, but we don't know everything about Miss Jackson. She could be on a sneak tip and be cursing motherfuckers out for real, you just don't know about it, okay? Quiet people like that, they got a whole nother side to them. You got to be careful with quiet people, okay? So anyway, I just want to move on to my last topic. Okay, we're going to get this out. We're going to keep you guys updated on that. Check out my nonprofit, Thriller Dance 2300 on Facebook. I'll put the link in there. We provide resources and school supplies and toys and different things for the children in Gary. In fact, on Christmas Eve, we are doing a toy drive in partnership with Kids Corner, which is celebrating their 15th anniversary of helping children in the community. And so we're going to be in Gary, Indiana on Christmas Eve from 1 to 2. We're going to be at the Boys and Girls Club. And from 2:30 to 3:30, we're going to be at Family Life Community Center. And you can just come and get your toys. It's free. You don't have to sign up. And you could come to both. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'll also put that information in the description. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about, honey. Oh, yes, honey, we finna get it in here. Let me take my husband out. And you know when I say my husband, you know, people get all wacky and crazy. Listen, Michael Jackson been my husband since I was 5 years old. I was always in love with Michael Jackson. I always wanted to marry Michael Jackson. And in my mind, he's my husband. Now, some people want to take that and run away with it and say, oh, Mother Diva crazy and all this kind of stuff. Do you know how many millions of women around this world have said Michael Jackson is their husband? I'm with the millions of women, but here's the difference between me and them women. His daughter, Paris, is like a daughter to me. So I know I'm special to Michael in the spirit because out of millions of women, how is it that I ended up getting connected with Miss Paris Jackson? See, there was a spiritual connection between Paris and I. Paris and I are very close. She is my child. The only thing that I did not do was give birth to her, but I birthed her by her spirit. And she called me mama. Okay, and she would tell you that I have been a mother to her, giving her advice on her career, her personal life. And let me say this, we are so connected, okay, that, and no one else can tell you this. Both of our fathers were born in August. Both of our fathers died in June. And both of our grandfathers are from Arkansas. Okay, so that ain't no coincidence. We were meant to have a mother-daughter relationship. Okay, now I don't want to get too much into that because actually I'm going to be doing a show about Facebook because Facebook has been taking people's pages and it's just been unfair. A lot of people have lost, you know, things that have just meant the world to them. And Paris is one of them. Paris has lost 6 Facebook pages because people report them as fake and they're not fake. But the fake pages are still there. So Facebook is being hypocritical. And we're going to get into that show too. Those are up and coming shows. Okay. I got a lot of up and coming stuff. And of course, my birthday is coming up February 10th, my 50th. I hope to spend it with Arsenio Hall because his is on the 12th. That has been a dream of mine to celebrate my 50th birthday with Arsenio Hall. I love Arsenio Hall. He's amazing. And hopefully we could do that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I get off this feed. Oh, baby, bye. Listen, I stand with Netflix. Let me tell you something about Miss Netflix, honey. Netflix has given so many people jobs, opportunities to showcase their talent. Honey, they've been cutting them checks. Okay. And I 100% completely stand with Netflix. What Tyler, Texas is doing is outrageous. Netflix has been indicted on lewdness and child pornography charges for this film, Cuties. Now, listen, I saw Cuties. And I know some of you watching may have seen it too, okay? But I saw Miss Cuties, honey, and let me tell you something. These children have been out here doing this since the beginning of time. When I was a little girl, little girls carried on like that, okay? There was no nudity or anything in this film. They were gyrating and carrying on and being all sexual and all that kind of stuff, okay? But that was the gist of it. Now, there is a scene in the film where the little girl she got upset with people and decided to do, I guess, revenge porn or whatever you want to call it. And she got mad and decided, okay, I'll fix y'all. So she took a picture of her vagina and posted it on social media. But the way they shot it, she took the camera and put it between her legs. You did not see her vagina. You didn't see anything. It was suggested, okay? And she posted it on social media, all right? Now, this is the thing that bothers me because it's the hypocrisy that I have a problem with. They are such hypocrites, these people in Tyler, Texas. Here's the issue that I'm having. How come Hugh Hefner can put a 10-year-old naked Brooke Shields in his magazine Sugar and Spice and deem it as art, had her mother's permission to do it, and no one went after Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner wasn't arrested or indicted for child pornography, and Brooke Shields was clearly 10 years old and butt-ass naked for the world to see, okay? In addition to that, this is the 25th anniversary of a film called Kids that came out in 1995 with Rosario Dawson. Rosario Dawson was 16 years old. In that film, the teenage boys, his whole MO was to run around and have sex with all the girls in the high school, and he ended up giving them HIV. Okay, and I want to try to get some of the crew members from that show. Unfortunately, 3 of the actors have passed on, but I'd like to get the producer and director on to discuss that film and kind of compare it to Cuties. Okay, the director, honey, I stand with you. I stand with Netflix. I support you 100%. And I so support Netflix so much to the point that Mother Divas House is giving away a 1-year subscription. We're sponsoring a 1-year subscription to one lucky viewer to Netflix. We're going to give you a Netflix gift card for you to get a 1-year subscription to Netflix. And I'm encouraging all my followers to do that. I think it is a shame that people decided to start canceling their prescriptions to Netflix. And yes, I say prescriptions because Netflix is medicine, honey. Those shows are healing. They're funny. There are entertainment. I mean, Netflix, listen, I know they're going to give me my own special, honey. Yes, I will go ahead and take the $500,000 that Monique didn't want to take because Monique was stupid. Monique could have got some sponsors. Okay, we all could have worked together and came up. Okay, but I don't want to get into Monique and her issues because she's a nutcase. But anyway, let me just say this. Now, here is the most important point that I'm trying to make. Planned Parenthood can stick a IUD up inside a 12-year-old girl's vagina without their parents' consent. Okay? Why haven't they been indicted? The last time I checked, for a 12-year-old female to have sex in all 50 states is illegal and considered statutory rape. So that means that Planned Parenthood, by them issuing birth control pills, IUDs, vaginal diaphragms, vaginal rings, they are preparing a 12-year-old girl to commit a sex crime. It's a crime for her to have sex. Therefore, it's a sex crime. They are co-conspiring with teenagers, teenage females, to have sex. And Tyler, Texas has not indicted them. This is some political shit, okay? Because the congressman who wrote the letter to the district attorney that they wanted them to indict them, he's the father of the DA. So all of this is some family political shit, okay? Until you indict Planned Parenthood and all these women's clinics around the country that is giving birth control to 12 to 16-year-old females, then this bullshit with Netflix is bogus. You leave fucking Netflix alone, okay? You all are fucking hypocrites. I want to see them indicted. A 12-year-old girl, a 13-year-old girl, a 14-year-old girl, a 15-year-old girl, a 16-year-old girl should not be having sex. Okay? Now, in some states, the age of consent is 16. But these girls, and you know, I called Planned Parenthood, and you know what they told me? Well, we give them the literature and information so they can read about the devices and things that they have. Some of these things cause as birth side effects and in rare cases, death. Now, I know what I'm talking about. When I was 14 years old, I went to a women's clinic. It wasn't Planned Parenthood, it was a different one. And I got on birth control pills because I was out there fucking. My mama found my birth control pills and baby, she had a fit. She called that clinic and let them have it. And she said, how did you give my daughter birth control pills without my permission? And they said, ma'am, your daughter is a menstruating female and we don't need your permission. Parents, I want you to take heed to this. If your daughters are menstruating females 12 and up, Planned Parenthood and other women's clinics around this country can give them devices without your permission so they can have sex. That ought to be illegal. It's wrong. Now, when I was a young girl sneaking around, fucking around, I thought it was okay. But now that I'm 49, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. How you all treat Netflix like this, this is hurtful to me. I am very hurt by this. And we have young girls out here that are suffering. Now, their parents are going to be responsible for their health. If they get sick behind what Planned Parenthood and these other women's health organizations are giving them, or even cause death, now their parents are responsible for covering their medical bills and their funeral costs. That's putting even more pressure on society, which is one of the reasons why we're going back to the beginning of the video. Get you some life insurance. Parents, make sure you have life insurance on your teenage girls. Because if they run into these women's clinics preparing to fuck, they're going to be taking some shit that could kill them. In rare cases, of course. So I just wanted to let you guys know what was up and coming. I hope you've enjoyed my rants and information. Please donate. Cash App, MotherDivasHouse. Zelle is djtv1200@gmail.com. I also have PayPal and Venmo, and I will put all of that information in the description box. I thank you for watching. I thank you for supporting. I appreciate all comments, questions, and considerations. Love you guys. Happy holidays and hallelujah.